Listen closely, my dear friends, for I shall regale you with a tale of a city unlike any other. Neverwinter, also known as the City of Skilled Hands and the Jewel of the North, is a wondrous and vibrant metropolis in the land of Faerun. It is said that Neverwinter is so cultured and cosmopolitan that even the gods themselves marvel at its beauty. The renowned traveler and storyteller, Volo, proclaims that Neverwinter is the most civilized city in all of Faerun, and who could blame him? Its majestic architecture and bustling streets are a sight to behold. As a member of the prestigious Lord's Alliance, Neverwinter's craftsmen are known throughout the land for their skill and artistry. They craft works of art that leave even the most stoic of kings speechless. The gardeners of Neverwinter are equally revered, cultivating plants and flowers of every hue and color, creating magnificent gardens that are the envy of all who behold them. But it's not just the city's beauty that is legendary. Neverwinter is known for its precision water clocks, which keep time with such accuracy that even the most seasoned sailors use them to navigate the high seas. Let us not forget the city's multicolored glass lamps, which bathe the city in a warm and enchanting glow, creating a scene straight out of a fairy tale. Perhaps the greatest treasure of Neverwinter is its bounty of fresh fruit. In the summer months, the city's orchards overflow with succulent peaches, plump grapes, and juicy watermelons, each one more delicious than the last. And so it is that Neverwinter, the city of skilled hands and the jewel of the north, shines like a diamond in the rough of Faerun, a beacon of culture and beauty that draws adventurers and traders from far and wide. Legends abound about the origin of the city's name, each more fantastical than the last. Some say that it was founded by the brave elf Haluith Never, who stood against an invading army and vowed to never surrender, even in the depths of winter. His courage inspired his allies to join him in the fight, and together they emerged victorious. Thus, it is said that Haluith founded the city and named it in honor of his unyielding spirit and the winter that never conquered him. Others tell a different story, one of Neverwinter's gardens that bloom and flourish even in the dead of winter. The gardeners of Neverwinter are renowned throughout the land for their skill and artistry, cultivating plants and flowers that defy the seasons. It is said that the city's name comes from the incredible abilities of these gardeners, and the title, the City of Skilled Hands, is bestowed upon it as a result. Still, others whisper of a magical climate that persists even in the coldest of winters, keeping the harbor free of ice and snow. Some say that this is a gift from the gods themselves, who smile upon the city and bless it with their power. In ages long past, a great ice age swept across the land, threatening to wipe out all life. In those dark times, Queen Morag and her followers constructed a wondrous device known as the Source Stone, a device that could transport them to another dimension. And so, they fled to safety, leaving behind a world frozen and desolate. Centuries passed, and a new civilization arose in the savage frontier, the elven city of Illafarn. But their peace was short-lived, as wars and conflicts tore through the land. Yet, despite the turmoil, Illafarn prospered and eventually divided into 3 nations, the most prominent of which was Ilianbruin. It was during the time of Ilianbruin's prominence that a hero arose, a sun elf named Lord Haluith Never. He led the elves to victory over the city of Ilisk, and in the very sight of his triumph, he commissioned the construction of Castle Never. But alas, the city of Ilianbruin was not to last, as the orc invasions known as the Orc Marches brought ruin and destruction. The human settlers from Ruathim, however, saw an opportunity in the chaos and established their own settlements, one of which was the small village of Igerster. Unbeknownst to the settlers, Igerster was built above the very caves that held the Source Stone, a powerful relic from a time long gone. Some say that Lord Haluith Never himself founded the village, but that remains a mystery lost to time. As Igerster grew in importance, it was eventually renamed Neverwinter, a translation of its Eluskan name. And yet, the city's newfound glory was not to last, as it was besieged by orcs not once, but twice. But the Neverwintians were not alone in their struggle, for they had the aid of a mighty gold dragon named Palarandisk, who protected the city from the orc hordes and raiders from the Munchi Isles. But alas, even the mightiest of protectors can be defeated, and a group of adventurers forced Palarandisk to flee from the city. And so, Neverwinter was left to face its enemies alone, a city standing strong against the tides of time and fate. A group of powerful wizards, known as the Covenant, founded the School of Wizardry in Neverwinter, in a bid to put an end to the orc threat that had been plaguing the land for centuries. They rallied the human nations of the north against the orcs, and for a time, it seemed as though victory was within their grasp. But alas, fate had other plans. In the year of the Telltale Candle, the Red Wizards of Thay, known for their dark magic and treacherous ways, transported the orc horde to lands farther south. This heinous act, known as the Orcates Affair, triggered a feud between the Covenant and Thay that would last for over a century. The Red Wizards, in their lust for power, slew Aganazar of the Covenant and destroyed the School of Wizardry. This sparked a wizard war of titanic proportions, as the Covenant fought back with all their might. For 20 long years, the wizards battled each other throughout the North and Thay, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The conflict only ended when the leaders of the Covenant either left Faerun or went underground, and the loss of their power proved to be deadly. The largest orc horde in history swept down from the north, attacking settlements as far south as Waterdeep. After a long and gruesome campaign, humanity eventually won the war in the Year of the Trumpet, when the allied armies of Waterdeep, Neverwinter, and Port Last retook the city of Luskan, crushing the horde at last. But the north had paid a heavy toll, and recovery was slow. Nevertheless, without the orc horde threatening its existence, Neverwinter became a center of civilization, peace, and culture. Visitors marveled at the city's beauty and sophistication, never imagining the horrors that had befallen it in years gone by. In the year of the lost Helm, a dashing adventurer named Nasher ascended to the throne of Neverwinter and brought with him a wave of prosperity that delighted the people. However, not even the greatest ruler can avoid the trials and tribulations of leadership. During the 1350s DR, the city was engulfed in a fiery riot known as the Five Fires Rising, and soon after, criminals and monsters ran rampant through the city's oldest and most sacred districts. But the people of Neverwinter did not despair. They began a revitalization project that transformed the crumbling buildings into stunning indoor gardens. In the Year of Wild Magic, a mysterious and deadly disease known as the Wailing Death struck the city, defying even the most powerful magical remedies. Many perished, and those who survived were left with deep scars. It was later revealed that the disease was merely a harbinger of war between Neverwinter and its ancient rival, Luskan. Queen Morag sponsored the war as part of her twisted scheme to seize power, but it was the hero of Neverwinter who brought the fighting to a standstill, earning the eternal gratitude of the city. As if these trials were not enough, Lord Nasher himself was targeted by the nefarious agents of the King of Shadows. The ensuing conflict, known as the Shadow War, brought death and destruction to Neverwinter and its allies. Lord Avagander was gravely wounded during the Battle of Highcliffe, causing great anxiety among his people. Nevertheless, the citizens of Neverwinter proved their resilience, rebuilding their beloved city after the war ended. Despite their setbacks, the people of Neverwinter refused to give up. Lord Avagander personally invited the Church of Joaquin to establish a temple in the city, hoping to restore its financial health. The temple was built on the site of a mage academy, which had burned down in a great fire shortly after the Shadow War. As if by magic, a new the Yen enclave emerged alongside the temple, bringing with it a new era of intrigue and adventure to the city of skilled hands. In the mystical year of blue fire, the land was thrown into chaos by the devastating spellplague. While other settlements in the Sword Coast suffered greatly, Neverwinter managed to weather the storm with a resilience that defied all odds. As fate would have it, Lord Nasher, the beloved ruler, breathed his last breath, leaving his courageous son, Ban Avagander, to ascend the throne and establish the renowned Avagander royal family. Under the wise and just rule of the Avaganders, Neverwinter flourished even in the darkest of times following the spellplague. But unbeknownst to the city's inhabitants, a secret and mysterious plagueland had taken root in the depths of the Underdark beneath their feet. A twisted and eerie presence that lurked, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Generations passed, and the Avagander dynasty continued to govern Neverwinter with fairness and wisdom, ensuring the prosperity of their beloved city. However, the tides of destiny can be fickle, and in the year of knowledge unearthed, the mighty lords of Waterdeep decided to intervene. They appointed Lord Hugo Bobries as the new leader of Neverwinter, setting in motion a series of events that would forever change the course of the city's history. In the year 1451 DR, as the forces of destiny danced upon the stage of Neverwinter, treacherous Netherese loyalists, led by the cunning Herzgo Alegni, slithered their way into the heart of power, their eyes set on uncovering the ancient secrets of Zinlanol. Like shadows creeping in the night, they infiltrated the city's power structure, their intentions veiled in darkness. Yet, rather than seizing direct control, they cunningly allowed Lord Bobries to retain his rule, a puppet king dancing on their strings. But fate had more in store for the unsuspecting city. A mere few moons later, a band of intrepid adventurers stumbled upon the long-lost Gauntlgrim, a legendary realm concealed beneath the mighty Mount Hotno. With hearts ablaze and courage in their veins, Dahlia Sinfell, Corvin Dorcray, Valindra Shadowmantle, Athragate, and the enigmatic Jarlaxle Benra embarked on an audacious quest, their destinies intertwined with the ancient forges that lay dormant within. However, the wheels of treachery turned with a wicked twist. Betrayal lurked in the shadows, and the Yen allies revealed their true colors. Athragate, ensnared in a hypnotic trance, unwittingly unleashed the fiery wrath of the primordial Megara. A cataclysmic surge of raw power erupted from the depths, shaking the very foundations of reality. The earth trembled, and Mount Hotno, once dormant, roared to life, its fiery rage devouring all in its path. Neverwinter, the jewel of the north, stood in the eye of this elemental storm. The city was shattered, its majestic spires toppled, and a great chasm rent the land asunder, swallowing whole the southeastern quarter. From the depths of the plague land below, twisted and wretched creatures emerged. Ashen zombies, touched by a vile curse, roamed the ruins, while nightmarish horrors, changed by the very essence of the catastrophe, haunted the once proud streets. Amidst the chaos, countless souls perished, consumed by the wrath of nature unleashed. The Avagander royal family, pillars of Neverwinter's strength, met their tragic end, their legacy snuffed out like a candle in a tempest. Desperation gripped the survivors, and many sought refuge in distant realms, abandoning their beloved home to decay in sorrow. Undeterred by the catastrophic tragedy that befell their beloved Neverwinter, the resilient remnants of the city emerged from the ashes, their spirits aflame with determination. With unwavering resolve, they stood against the vile plague-changed horrors that beset their once glorious streets. United as one, they embarked on a monumental endeavor, constructing a mighty wall, a testament to their indomitable spirit. Using the very debris and remnants of their shattered dreams, they pieced together a fortification that sacrificed a quadrant but safeguarded the rest of the city from further devastation. The Blacklake district, untouched by the cataclysm's wrath, rose as a beacon of hope, becoming the vibrant heart that pulsed within the city's battered chest. Guiding this courageous band of survivors was the noble Jelvis Grinch, hailed as the First Citizen, for his unwavering leadership and unyielding determination. His presence inspired the weary souls, instilling within them the belief that they could defy fate itself and reclaim their stolen glory. Then, in the year of the reborn hero, the city faced a sinister threat as the malevolent Thyans, joined by their Ashmedai allies, launched a nefarious assault upon Neverwinter. Their insidious aim was to sow death and despair, seeking to fuel a dreaded dread ring with the fallen souls. But fate had other plans, as a band of valiant adventurers and enigmatic Netherese agents rose to the occasion, thwarting the dark designs of the invaders. The aid provided by the Netherese unleashed a cascade of events, igniting a struggle for power within the city's heart. The Shadowvar, driven by insatiable ambition, sought to seize control, but their aspirations were crushed when the fearsome Herzgo Alegmi, embodiment of treachery, met his final reckoning in a duel against the indomitable Artemis Entreri and the enchanting Dahlia Sinfel. Their triumphant victory ignited a spark of rebellion within the hearts of the citizens, who rose up as one, casting off the oppressive shadow of the Netherese and reclaiming their cherished city. Yet, the trials were far from over. In the late 1470s DR, a horde of ravenous orcs, led by the fierce Vansi Bloodskar of Menieros, stormed into the river district. Bound by the orders to explore the ruins and report back, Vansi defied the commands of Abood 17, envisioning a grand scheme to conquer Neverwinter and unite it with Menieros under her banner. With tenacity and cunning, her forces gradually tightened their grip upon the district, their presence casting a shadow of uncertainty upon the city's future. In the grand tapestry of time, as the year of Splendor's burning dawned upon the realm in 1469 DR, a charismatic figure emerged from the illustrious city of Waterdeep. Open Lord Degolt Neverember, possessed by an insatiable hunger for power and riches, concocted a fantastical tale of ancestry, claiming himself to be a descendant of Neverwinter's noble rulers. Thus, he boldly declared himself the rightful Lord Protector of the city, heralding the birth of the glorious new Neverwinter movement. With a flourish of his cape, Lord Neverember poured forth a vast fortune, summoning workers from far and wide to reconstruct the very sinews of the city's infrastructure. To fend off marauding monsters and dastardly bandits, he enlisted the aid of valiant Mintarn mercenaries, who stood as stalwart guardians of this burgeoning realm. A cunning strategist, he embarked on a relentless campaign to charm merchants far and wide, enticing them to send their caravans once more to Neverwinter's bustling markets. Not content with mere words, he ensured that the survivors of Neverwinter were not left to languish, their bellies empty and their spirits dim. With a wave of his hand, gold and sustenance flowed abundantly, igniting hope in the hearts of those who had endured the crucible of disaster. But alas, even the mighty Lord Neverember found himself at an impasse when faced with the relentless orc forces from the savage lands of Menieros. Recognizing the futility of confrontation, he begrudgingly inked a treaty of peace, carving out a sanctuary within the fallen tower where blades would remain sheathed, and the river district would be forever off-limits to his own forces. A delicate balance was struck, preserving a fragile equilibrium in the face of lurking danger. As the year of the Fourth Circle unfurled its enigmatic tapestry in 1474 DR, a spirited resistance coalesced, known as the Sons of Avagander. These audacious insurgents, unyielding in their opposition to the rule of Lord Neverember, emerged from the shadows like flickering flames. With every step, they sought to reclaim the city's autonomy and restore the splendor of its storied past. In the year of the Dark Circle, when shadows veiled the land in 1478 DR, the Harpers of Neverwinter suffered a devastating blow, their revered cells shattered by an insidious plot. Simril, a luminous figure within their ranks, had clandestinely aligned herself with the Sons of Avagander, her heart aflame with rebellion against Lord Neverember's reign. Alas, fate conspired against her, for she met a tragic end in a harrowing ambush orchestrated by the very Mintarn mercenaries she sought to defy. In a cruel twist, it was revealed that Simril had walked a treacherous path, secretly entwined with Lord Neverember's machinations. The revelation tore through the land like a thunderclap, tarnishing the once illustrious reputation of the Harpers, at least for a time. Such dire circumstances cleaved the Sons of Avagander into factions, birthing the more cautious Greycloaks and the tempestuous Nashers, both driven by the indomitable spirit to reclaim their city from the clutches of an ambitious ruler. And thus, the stage was set. with shadows dancing upon the city's streets and the delicate balance teetering on the precipice of chaos. In the realm of swirling chaos and daring exploits, a wicked sorceress named Valindra Shadowmantle seized the opportune moment to launch a relentless assault upon the once recovering city of Neverwinter. Like a tempest unleashed, her forces descended upon the unsuspecting populace, while brave soldiers and diligent workers toiled in the fields beyond the city's walls, ignorant of the impending doom. This audacious act ignited the flames of the epic siege of Neverwinter, an extraordinary battle that would etch its name into the annals of history. Amidst the turmoil, a band of intrepid adventurers found themselves thrust into the heart of the conflict. Seeking sanctuary within Neverwinter's mighty walls, they embarked upon a treacherous journey. Alas, fate would test their mettle, for their vessel was consumed by the wrath of a Dracolic, a fearsome undead dragon commanded by Valindra herself. Miraculously, the survivors emerged from the depths of the abyss, joining forces with the valiant defenders of the city. With unwavering resolve, these heroes clashed with hordes of undead minions, casting back the tides of darkness and forcing the vile sorceress to retreat. In the aftermath of this resounding victory, Lord Neverember, ever the charismatic ruler, proclaimed the Grand Protector's Jubilee. A jubilant celebration of Neverwinter's triumphs, it drew merchants from far and wide, their wagons laden with treasures from the corners of the Sword Coast. Even the legendary sage Elminster graced the festivities with his presence, his twinkling eyes filled with wonder at the city's rebirth. Within the hallowed halls of the Protector's enclave, Elminster beckoned to the intrepid adventurers who sought his wisdom, entrusting them with perilous quests to escort merchants through the treacherous lands of Blacklake, Ebon Downs, and Whispering Caverns. Yet, in the midst of the jubilation, a shadow of discord fell upon the city. A pretender, claiming to be the long-lost heir of the noble avagander dynasty, emerged from the depths of obscurity. The appearance of this enigmatic figure incited civil unrest, igniting a fervor within the sons of avagander and those who opposed Lord Neverember's rule. They demanded the Lord Protector relinquish his claim to the throne and yield it to the self-proclaimed heir. Sensing a storm on the horizon, Lord Neverember, with wisdom as his guide, enlisted a daring group of adventurers to uncover the truth behind this mysterious figure and unravel their true intentions. In their quest for truth, the adventurers unearthed a devious plot orchestrated by a cunning schemer named Seldra Tilmarand. Foiling her machinations, they confronted Seldra and the enigmatic crown of Neverwinter, their fates entwined in a battle of wits and steel. Meanwhile, within the depths of Neverwinter's shadows, an influential noble named Mordai Vel, entangled in the web of the nefarious Ashmedai, embarked on a path of extortion. Wielding his dark influence, Mordai coerced the wizard Eldon Vargas, who, driven by love and desperation, resorted to kidnapping the city's denizens for his experiments. His goal, to unlock a cure for his beloved wife, Karis, whose sanity had been lost within the confines of Helm's hold. In a wicked twist, Eldon sought to frame the Ashmedai for these heinous acts. Yet, the webs of deception began to unravel as the Ashmedai unraveled Eldon's true identity. Determined to eliminate their rogue associate, they dispatched a team to end his life. But behold, a twist of destiny intervened, for an adventuring party drawn into the enigma of the kidnappings arrived at the 11th hour, a ray of hope in the darkest night. With steel and sorcery, they fended off the Ashmedai's wrath, defying the odds and snatching Eldon from the jaws of doom. In the crucible of the unknown, Eldon's journey continued, his heart aflame with the desire to reclaim his beloved Karis from the clutches of Helm's hold. Gathering a legion of loyal thralls, their minds ensnared by his formidable powers, he embarked on a daring invasion. Among his entourage strode the mighty green dragon Chartilafax, its scales shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Together, they stormed the hallowed grounds of Helm's hold, their determination a beacon in the darkest hour. Atop the lofty spires of Helm's cathedral, Eldon embarked upon a ritual of miraculous proportions, a desperate bid to cure Karis of her torment. Yet, as destiny would have it, the adventurers who had once saved him emerged from the mists, their hearts brimming with valor. A clash of titans ensued, a clash that would determine the fate of Karis and the city itself. With a final strike, the adventurers emerged triumphant, Elden's grand design shattered like shards of a fallen star. For their extraordinary deeds, the city of Neverwinter bestowed upon these valiant heroes the highest honor. Their names echoed through the streets, whispered in awe and reverence, as they were publicly anointed the heroes of Neverwinter. Tales of their valor and selflessness would be etched upon the tapestry of legends, forever woven into the tapestry of this fabled city. And thus, the epic chronicle of their exploits would be forever cherished, inspiring generations to come. In the grand tapestry of time, as the year of the Nether Mountain Scrolls dawned upon the land in the year 1486 DR, Neverember, the indomitable lord, witnessed the fruits of his labor sprouting anew. The city of Neverwinter, once shattered and forlorn, began to emerge from the ashes, like a phoenix spreading its wings. The Reconstruction, though a Herculean task, bore the promise of a radiant future, even as the hands of time continued their ceaseless dance. Oh, the lengths to which Lord Neverember went to mend the wounds that scarred his beloved city. With a flourish of sorcery and enchantment, he commanded the very fabric of reality to seal the treacherous chasm. Yet, this act of mystical mastery came at a great cost, depleting the city's coffers and leaving other parts of Neverwinter in disarray, languishing in neglect for years on end. But fear not, for the resilience of the human spirit prevailed. Trade routes, once abandoned and desolate, were rekindled, with caravans traversing the roads, laden with goods and dreams of prosperity. Neverwinter, like a phoenix reborn, stood tall, reclaiming its place as a vibrant hub of civilization amidst the untamed wilds of the north. But fate, as it often does, weaved a tapestry of unexpected turns. In the year of the warrior princess, 1489 DR, Neverember, stripped of his mantle as open Lord of Waterdeep, redirected the entirety of his focus towards his cherished city, Neverwinter. With a heart ablaze, he cast blame upon the sycophantic nobility and conniving guildmasters who had conspired against him, their perfidious acts staining the hallowed grounds. Determined to safeguard his dominion, he taxed the Neverwinter nobles with a heavy hand, quelling any challenge to his authority. Laws were enacted, forbidding the formation of most guilds, as Neverember sought to mold the city in his own image. In the early 1490s DR, the Lord's rhetoric soared, his words a symphony that stirred the common folk. He laid the blame for Neverwinter's trials upon the guilds and aristocracy, using them as convenient scapegoats to rally the support of the masses and tighten his grip on the reins of power. The lands echoed with his cries of righteous indignation as he imposed a formidable devastation tax upon the essential sustenance of the populace, food and ale, dear commodities for the weary souls of Neverwinter. As the year of the duplicitous courtier arrived in 1496 DR, Neverember's unwavering determination surged forth. No longer content with meager taxes, he levied burdensome sums upon the prosperous merchants and valiant adventuring companies, their wealth fueling the relentless pursuit of further reconstruction. Oh, the saga of Neverwinter, with its twists and turns, its heroes and villains, unfurled like an ancient scroll, its pages infused with the essence of valor and intrigue. As the sun cast its golden glow upon the city, its people, like a resolute chorus, faced the challenges that beset them, their spirit unyielding. And so, the tale continues, the city of Neverwinter, a beacon of hope, marching forward with unwavering resolve, as its destiny intertwines with the tapestry of legends. If you would like to hear many more tales, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe.